Tell me how River Thames is coming out of the last race up to the Bluegrass.
It's trained exceptionally well since since the Fountain of Youth. It's kind of the first time we've been able to give him the kind of spacing we'd like to. We ran him off his maiden race, back in 3 weeks in the allowance, and then back in 4 weeks in the Fountain of Youth. So we get an extra week to this, and it seems like he's doing really well.
What were the qualities that jumped out early that made you think he could be one of the specimens?
He's an interesting colt because he's very laid back. He wouldn't wow you in his daily training, but from the very initial breezes, he's always been very impressive. He's always been a very good workhorse, and so we were optimistic watching him breeze leading up to his debut that he'd run well. No, I tell you, in the Fountain of Youth with the new run-up system they have at Gulfstream, he ran a pretty long mile in a 16th. So the one thing he did seem to do is he seemed to lose a little bit of focus when he made the lead late, and so we'll hopefully, if we're fortunate enough to be in that position tomorrow, we'll try to make sure he stays focused.
The rescheduling of this, there's some jocks that are sitting on the sidelines because they were supposed to be riding elsewhere on Saturday, and now Saturday's Tuesday. Just Johnny's not riding.
Yeah, Johnny had a commitment to go to Dubai, and that's always Bluegrass weekend and Wood Memorial weekend, Santa Anita Derby. It's always a difficult weekend to stay consistent with your jockeys. In this case, we're fortunate enough to have IRAD when Johnny was going to Dubai. So, the way as it turns out, Johnny could have ridden him, but obviously no way to predict that.
I don't know if you were working for Wayne when he won the Bluegrass before. The 5-horse field, 2 horses were disqualified. Alex Sheba was disqualified. That was on the Derby before Derby. It just seemed the thoughts on it being on Tuesday.
Things have changed so much in the Derby preps. We used to have prep races like the one you're talking about 9 days before the Derby, and then more and more time has become more fashionable. And it just seems a bit odd, to have a race on Tuesday. But I think it was a correct decision to postpone it for a few days and not have to deal with the horrible conditions. It looks like we're going to get a cool day, but good, safe racetrack, and that's what we're all hoping for. And I don't think the couple of days difference should affect anyone going